yourself.
Hey everybody, it's another episode of Go Flix Yourself. My name is Ben Conowitz, and with me as always is the Bally pinball machine to my stern, Bradford Oman.
Hey, that's me. Ding, 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 bang, 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 bang. Tilt, tilt, tilt.
Okay, you had it up until the tilt part. I will give you that.
Bally machines don't tilt?
I mean, they do, but they don't say tilt, tilt, tilt.
Well, I can't.
They don't say.
I can't light up.
No,
People don't see that on the
it goes like,
podcast.
brr.
Oh,
That would
okay.
be like the tilt sound.
That sounds like a Frogger death.
Honestly, it kind of does. And Nate, you know what, buddy? You're the spooky.
I thought Bally was a gym.
You're the spooky pinball. These are pinball machine makers. That's what I'm doing.
What is it? Spooky just sounds like mean.
They made like the new Halloween.
I don't even know what that
Seems like a real niche company.
Yeah, exactly.
They are. They really are.
Spooky? Do they only
spooky.
make scary?
Yeah, horror pinball.
No. Alex Pappas is here. Alex, you're the Jersey Jack.
That sounds great.
And you know why? Because you're responsible for Willy Wonka.
All right.
And I know that you've got a lot of
sucks.
questions and answers about the Willy Wonka trailer
You know
that we
what's-
will get to later.
You know what's funny? The Willy Wonka pinball machine isn't nearly as bad as the new trailer for the new
Whoa,
Willy Wonka movie.
spoiler alert.
Whoops.
Dude.
Here comes a hot take: melting chocolate.
Okay.
Just so the listener knows, I give him a little shoulder.
yeah, I was going to
shimmy.
say, I don't know how to describe what you just
It's
did.
called a shoulder shimmy, and I'm proud of it.
You have been watching way too much Taylor Swift.
Is that even possible?
Yeah,
I believe that it is.
she never goes out of style.
Guys, it's Go Flix Yourself. It's a new episode. Alex Pappas is our guest. Welcome, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Nate Laux, Bradford Oman, Ben Conowitz, in your ears.
What are you doing? Are you doing like a radio
even-
show now?
What is it?
Even though
What
you
is it?
don't want us
Here
to be.
we are, 103.7. We're going to rock out today. We've got a top 10 for you. We're starting off with Journey in your ears. I don't know if you know this,
All
but
the
Journey is
hits.
going to be at the LaPorte Civic Center downtown playing all the hits this summer.
All the hits.
Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Right here on 107 whatever.
Journey rhymes you with you in separate ways and is responsible, I think, for the first time my dad ever made me like pee while laughing as a child because the song came on the radio and my dad just launched into this epic bit where he tore down Journey for writing separate ways. Like they rhyme you with you over and over again. Like they're proud of it. And like, I can still to this day, whenever anyone mentions Journey, the first thing that I think of is
Yeah, leave it to your dad to ruin one of Journey's best songs. Thanks, Dan.
yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, we can cut all that. Anyway,
Ben's just mad because we made fun of his radio
yeah,
voice.
I am.
Okay, I can make fun of someone else. Hey, everybody.
You son of a bitch. Well, welcome to the TV show podcast that we're all doing now.
No one even brought up TV
Seriously.
shows yet. You
Right,
did
nobody
you
wants
do
you-
this to yourself.
Nobody likes a suffering servant, dude. Just get over it.
A suffering servant. Oh, I've never really heard that before.
It's a Bible thing.
Must be a Bible thing.
I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. Peanut Gallery Bailey, thank you for being here as well. We'll take her nod of approval.
It's a nod anyway.
Yeah, either way. Before we get to our main sponsor, we've got a sub-sponsor today. Nova Basement Systems provided one AA battery for our equipment tonight.
25%. 25%
To
of
be
the
fair,
power.
they don't know about it.
But they did. So Mike Flores, friend of the pod. Thanks, buddy.
We appreciate it.
But Brad Oman, you told me that you had to come into my house early and put the sponsor in the refrigerator.
Yeah, and I didn't do that because I I just decided I was going to come back and get it after we went to the restaurant, and we didn't even have to go to the restaurant. But that's
we
a
were
whole
supposed
other...
to meet for dinner beforehand,
Outside, yeah.
and
And it
the
just didn't work
restaurant
out.
was closed.
So I went back
None
to my
of us
house.
do any pre-work, as regular listeners know.
Yeah,
we
you know,
don't.
we're not prepared at all.
Well, you know, guys, like I mentioned Wonka before, and we're going to talk about the new Wonka trailer later. But of course, I want to find out, you know, from you what's your favorite chocolate memory?
Not everything's a memory, Brad. So, yeah, you do this all
chocolate
no,
memory?
What's the chocolate that brings warm feelings to your heart?
You know, it's by now this is stale.
no,
move on.
Chocolate doesn't get stale.
no,
It melts.
Get
It
a
gets
better
dry.
bit.
It gets dry and cracked. It doesn't get stale though.
Would you rather have a York peppermint patty or a Snickers bar?
Snickers.
Snickers.
Oh, I love York.
Ugh.
Over Snickers?
Candy toothpaste? That's the
No,
direction you
no,
go?
I love a mint. I love a mint chocolate
That's toothpaste.
mix.
I like
Toothpaste.
chocolate mint too, but if I'm going to choose between a Snickers and a York, I'm not going to go with the York.
My
What's the candy
The-
that makes you choose a York? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sort of.
what?
Circus peanut.
Okay.
Oh, those
Candy corn.
Oh,
Circus Peanut was Nate's nickname in college.
my grandfather gave me a York right before he died, and said,
Oh, okay. Here
Jesus
we go.
Christ.
Oh, always defend the York.
no, that's your impression.
Oh, sorry, that's
Finn's
me.
impression
That's
of you.
Finn's impression of me. I want a York peppermint patty on the day of my daughter's wedding.
So, Ben, you don't have a warm chocolate memory?
Yeah, you know what? Let me see here, buddy. I'll help you out here. Yeah, my warmest chocolate memory.
Oh, warmish chocolate.
No, I you know what? I will tell you. When I was a kid, my babysitter Lori would make the meanest chocolate milkshake. It was vanilla ice cream and with just a shit ton of Hershey's syrup and in the blender, and it's delicious.
Nice.
Doesn't
That's my favorite chocolate memory.
Doesn't your future aunt or something make her own chocolate?
Yeah, yeah. Joan Baez.
Joan Baez, my future aunt. Brittany's longtime family friend Mandy makes her own
Mandy's Candy.
Makes her own homemade
Mandy's
chocolate sauce. That is, whew,
Is it called Mandy's Candy?
No, it's just called Mandy's homemade chocolate.
Well,
Oh
Should
no,
be Mandy's
she missed
Candy.
it. Yeah. Ask her if you will for us if she's willing to change that name. Like how committed she
I'll
is.
provide the
I mean,
LLC
she
for her.
doesn't have like an official name. For
No,
it.
exactly.
Like,
I said she
she's
can
not
have
she's
one.
not bottling it and
Well,
selling it at
Ben's
Trader
looking
Joe's.
for a new business.
Yeah.
And she wants a partner.
I'll get into it. I'll be her Wonka Willie.
Oh,
sorry,
Jesus
It came out. No, it
Christ.
came out, and I
You can't,
You're
you
in
can't help
timeout.
it.
You're in timeout.
I'm sorry.
You're so,
I didn't
like,
mean it like
you're
that.
such a chauvinist. You do it on accident
Bailey gagged.
I didn't mean it.
and not on your willy.
Ew!
Well, good work.
Anyway, Alex Pappas, what is the last movie that you saw?
No, hold on. We're
Oh,
still talking the churro Kit
Oh
Kat,
my
everybody.
God, it was
We didn't even
great.
say what it was. It's a churro Kit Kat that we just tried. You can get this at Walmart right now, either in little packs or in the normal candy bar size. And how you feeling about the churro Kit Kat? Bailey's shaking her head like she just ate
It's actually
a
not-
mustard marshmallow.
Did you try it? It's not that bad. I didn't think it was that bad.
Do you not like the Mexicans? That's true.
She
For
preferred
the
the
listeners,
Wonka's
she
Willy
said, "I
joke,
like
though,
you."
for sure.
Do you not like churros though?
This just was fine. There was nothing good
It was fine.
about this.
It was fine.
Honestly,
what we've had really bad things. That wasn't a really bad thing.
So I don't think that it necessarily tastes like a churro, but I think it tastes like cinnamon toast crunch chocolate.
You know what it is? It's like, hey, I just had a Kit Kat bar and something was off about it. That's what it tastes like.
yeah, I would prefer a regular Kit Kat
Yeah.
over the churro
Yes.
Kit Kat.
Would you prefer a York peppermint patty over a Kit Kat?
Yeah, every time.
Now, would you
I love
prefer?
York peppermint.
Would you
So what is
prefer
the-
peppermint
What, yeah,
churro?
what's,
hold
what's
on.
wrong with your mouth?
What? No. Also, what's the thing that you would prefer over? the
Guys,
York
I
peppermint
want
patty?
you to know that I am old enough to know that I buy hard candies.
You have Werther's in
He's
your
got a pocket of
right?
Werther's. He's got those candies that have like
I don't know if I have them with me.
the strawberry wrapper.
But I do get
Actually,
like
I don't mind those.
hard candy mints that I carry with me.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Do you have the candies that like the butterscotch and the gold wrappers where it's like there's
Oh, the Werther's Originals?
no. There's no label on these.
Oh, no, because I'm a fancy boy.
You want a butterscotch?
I do like
I'm
fancy
Nate Lokes.
things.
You want a butterscotch?
So if I was ever going to do butterscotch,
What
but
is that voice?
I'm Nate Lokes. You want a butterscotch?
That sounds like
that's not even close to being me.
Yeah.
That sounds like Nate Louse.
No,
That sounds
no,
like-
my impression of you is spot on.
I'm Nate Lokes. You want a butterscotch?
no. You sound like a tiny mouse.
I'm Nate Lokes. If he was a mouse, you want a butterscotch?
I can't even understand what you're saying.
and here's the thing: is I don't even like butterscotches, so that doesn't make sense.
yeah.
Oh, like a York
I like,
peppermint patty.
yeah.
Wow. Alex, what do you think about
Alex,
the churro Kit Kat?
What did you think about the churro Kit Kat?
They're correct. It was fine. It tastes like someone wanted to make a churro Kit Kat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Somebody
what it
wanted to
tastes
make
like.
one.
So it
tastes
sounds like they
exactly that.
succeeded.
They
Yeah, no, they
almost
did.
got-
They
They
hit it.
succeeded at creating a product that nobody wants, but it's fine.
It does feel like it does not fill any gap that we had in life. It wasn't like anyone was out there like, you know what the world needs? Churro Kit Kats.
Obviously, somebody
We're
was
bringing it.
because it's here, and there we are.
I look forward eventually to the movie about the guy who fake invented churro Kit Kats. So
We'll get one. Speaking of movies, finally, Brad. Hey, Alex, what's the last movie you saw, buddy?
the last movie that I watched last night, I watched 3,000 Years of Longing with Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton.
Idris Elba,
One of them's a grammatical
Tilda
thing.
Swinton. Okay. What'd you think?
It was really good. So it's about a woman, a literary professor, who finds a genie bottle. Idris Elba plays the genie. It's essentially like a bottle episode. It takes place mainly in their hotel room,
Bottle.
right?
Got it.
With like flashbacks to the genie's life. It doesn't stick the landing. I think it kind of just ends. But it's interesting. The conceit is she's a literary professor who like specializes in these ancient myths, and she has like encyclopedic knowledge of like humanity's interaction with genies, and so she doesn't want to wish. She doesn't want to get involved because genie wishes are always monkey paw related, right?
Right.
And so her thing is like Idris Elba has to kind of convince her to make a wish, lead her down this path. She doesn't really want to do it. I can't tell how many of the decisions in it were intentional, but like she's very
like as far as the script.
well, yeah, and like in the way that it's presented, because up until the ending, I think it really does work very well. But it's very academic. She's academic about everything. It's sexy, but in like an academic way, like it's not a visceral smash through the wall, wind blowing everywhere. We're making love.
It's like a biting glasses.
It's like a well, we're in the past. Here's some boobies. It's sexy. He's a sexy genie, but it feels like how a literary
He's a sexy genie.
it feels like how a literary professor would experience a world that she can't find, right? Like she's nebbish, she's bookish, she's locked in this world of fantasy. And so then even when she's in this world of fantasy, the fantasy itself is still kind of compartmentalized and safe and put together in ways that...
Is this a romance novel that they turned into a movie?
I do think it was that book. It certainly feels like a book that was turned into a movie. It's very small, but it's still well done. Idris Elba is great. He gets to be British, which he doesn't get to do as often as I think he wants to.
Sure.
He's definitely smoldering throughout the whole thing. It is very well written. Like I said, the ending just kind of... Like I said, it just kind of trails off. It doesn't really give you a solid kind of resolution that maybe you're looking for, but at the same time, it does kind of work as like a modern interpretation of the genie stuff, genie wishes and
So-
stuff like that.
Are you guys gonna sit here and honestly tell me that Tilda Swinton doesn't scare you guys?
Oh no, she definitely scares me at times.
Yeah, she can scare you.
Just in general, she scares me.
Not
Like-
all the time. Sometimes I think she's funny.
Like in what?
Like in Wes Anderson movies or in
yeah, I guess.
like if there was any famous actress or actor that was like standing in the corner of my room in the middle of the night, I would least like it to be Tilda Swinton.
No, and if I saw Tilda Swinton, I would be very intimidated and scared of her.
Yeah.
Like in just, I bet she's a sweetheart
I
of
think
a person.
John Malkovich would be worse.
Steve Buscemi in the corner.
No,
of the dark.
because I just feel like
No, because I know Steve Buscemi's nice.
even in the darkest of darks, though,
there
Tilda
a
Swinton
fire?
would just like be like it's like a powder.
That's what I'm
looking,
saying,
You know,
right?
it'd be like a beacon of light in the room.
She's funny
She's
in this.
so pale.
Is she funny?
Yeah, she is. She's funny in this. But again, it's a very marked, well-written, erudite kind of funny. Like,
Yep.
You know,
this
for
is-
somebody who doesn't have a lot of time to watch stuff on their own because you have 3 kids and whatnot, this is a movie that I was surprised you went out of your way to watch.
that's actually why I chose it, because it didn't have any...
To throw me off?
Yeah, well, it didn't... No, yes, exactly. I was like, Brad will never suspect that I would watch this. No, it didn't have any explosions. It didn't have any superheroes. It didn't have any, like, war thoughts. There wasn't anybody, like, it was just a very
For the-
interesting
Do you,
kind of story.
do you recommend it? Because I've seen this, actually, I've seen the poster of this. Like,
Oh
in
yeah,
different things.
especially if you're coupled up, I would totally
Okay.
like put the kids away and watch this one. It's breezy, it's quick, it's smart. If you have ever read a story, then like it fits that mold
For the
really well.
same reason,
Ben doesn't read, but I do.
for the same reason that you wanted to throw Brad off, I watched Porky's. Now, let me tell you, the shower scene.
Wow, Porky's is rough these days.
Yeah, it's really. I didn't
Age
actually
is
watch
bad.
it.
Yeah.
But
For those of you that don't know, 3,000 Years Along is directed by George Miller, who directed a little movie you might have heard of called Mad
Mad
Max
Max.
Fury Road and all of the other
I was
Mad
going to say
Max
all of the
movies.
Mad Max movies. That's insane.
And Babe Pig in the City.
And Happy Feet.
He's a weird guy. Now, Brad, what's the
That's
last movie?
quite a career.
That is. That's called running the gamut. Brad, last movie you saw, buddy?
The last movie I saw was Pixar's Elemental.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was critical of that here. I think Ben and I were both were.
Yeah.
How was it?
It's great. It's really good. It is.
Wait, which is it? Is it great or is it really good?
Both. It's the same thing. What? Wait, what?
Not the same.
Really
thing,
good can mean great. Great. It's a fantastic.
But
movie.
you really enjoyed it.
It is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. No, it is very good though. It is. It's not like your typical Pixar movie usually has some kind of like bigger adventure element to it. And this is very much a straightforward romantic comedy where the story is focused on Ember and Wade, who are made of fire and water.
So they
respectively.
don't have to like journey to the mountaintop to discover the pearl that'll bring her
Right,
family
exactly.
Yeah.
Because the thing that brings them together is that he discovers that her dad's convenience store in the middle of Firetown is not up to code because he kind of rebuilt it himself, and so she has to stop all these like tickets from going through to get them shut down, or else like his whole livelihood goes up. Like that's the whole connection. They're trying to stop that from happening essentially. But like the whole thing is just about their relationship, and the chemistry between them is just great, and the animation is beautiful. It's just a really lovely romance, and I absolutely adored it. Like, and there's a lot more going on than what you would immediately see as the proxy of like fire and water people and race mixing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought it was going to be, almost too
Yeah.
paint by numbers. Like,
And it's not, because like even though it is like what you would expect a typical romance, there's a lot of underlying things that don't make it just about race. Like my favorite thing about it is that fire people, water people, cloud people, earth people, they're not, one of them is a proxy for a single race or ethnicity. They all like have different aspects of a variety of different ethnicities.
It would be really weird if they chose that route and like the cloud people were just straight up Russian for sure.
And like the fire people are the ones who are made to be the outcasts, like they're the immigrants, because they're the element that arrived or like basically evolved last to become part of it, and no one really knows how to like fit them in
they
because
seem the
fire
most
is naturally
dangerous too,
destructive.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it really like the larger thing is just kind of like the idea of what it's like to be to live in a world that it isn't made to like cater to you.
So, Brad,
where like you are inherently an outsider.
What race would that be then?
Wow. Ben, you would know better than I would, because
Just asking a question.
you constantly judge
So-
people.
Just throwing it out there.
Out of the last Pixar movies, we've got Lightyear, Turning Red, Luca, Soul, Onward, Toy Story 4. Would you say it's probably, other than maybe Toy Story 4, and I liked Soul. Is it probably one of the better ones in the last couple years?
Yeah, I mean, I like almost all of those movies, pretty well. I think Onward is a bit of a misfire. I think
Lightyear
Lightyear is not that great, but yeah, I think all the other ones are pretty damn good. This one just feels it just hits a little bit different because it feels like it is a little more, I don't know, mature, I guess. But I was in a theater that had some younger kids in it, and they weren't bored or anything by any means. Like they weren't like suddenly talking or like when's it over or anything like that.
Like going to the theater with Ben.
He's always like that, like in the middle of the movie, it's like, are we done now?
Why aren't the clouds Russian?
Always, no matter what movie it is, too. He's asking about the fucking clouds.
I saw Good Will Hunting, and I was like, "Why aren't the clouds Russian?" It's a weird comment to make, but I make it.
Yeah, he got kicked out. But yeah, and the best thing about Elemental right now too is it didn't necessarily have a huge opening weekend or anything like that. It was on the lower end of Pixar's box office, but it has long legs because it just recently passed 300 million at the box office.
good. Whoa.
It is the second highest.
300 million?
Mhm. It is the second highest grossing
Holy shit.
Disney animated movie since Frozen 2. And it's just
It's
the
funny because
drop.
I've not heard anything about it, honestly.
Yeah, and that's why the 300 million surprised me. I really haven't.
The drop each weekend at the box office has not been very big either. So like people continue to like keep seeing it, and the word of mouth is going well. So that just goes to show you,
Make a good movie.
well, make a good movie, and also stop relying so much on opening weekend before you like abandon a movie. Like give a movie time to like find its audience.
It's number 9 right now worldwide for
Yep.
the year. So that's pretty
Wow.
good.
I thought it was fine.
Did you see it?
Yeah,
You didn't like it?
I thought it was fine.
Was that like a Kit Kat churro?
It was fine. It was actually a lot like a Kit Kat churro. It felt like somebody made.
You're like, oh
A
my
movie
god, why not just make it
for
Inside
this.
Out? And they're like, no,
I don't know.
we're gonna do it a little different.
It was.
You're not somebody who I feel like has I don't know, the kind
Good
of
taste in
the
movies?
the kind of heart that appreciates a movie like this.
Wow, wow.
I mean, for me,
sorry,
for me,
Alex.
it felt
Like
like
I think romance is dead for you.
Whoa.
I don't know. It felt like.
God,
it
shots
felt like
fired.
it felt like a lot like Zootopia, and it felt a lot like the
See,
Brave Little
That's
Toaster.
what I was afraid of in the trailer.
But
Uh,
it doesn't though. It has a lot more, I think, going on than Zootopia does, because I think Zootopia it takes the easier way out when it
I
comes
like
to
the story
that
of
it's trying to
Zootopia a
tell.
lot better
Did you?
than I like the story of.
Did you like the
Elemental.
world of Zootopia better that they created?
Like the
Everything
the sloths or the DMV because it's slow.
Everything that exists in a fantasy universe, I usually like, and I liked Elemental's world building the most.
Mhm.
I liked that more than probably anything else.
The
that
world
happened
building
in
is
the movie.
amazing in
The
Elemental.
world building was great. The story was fine. He's right. It's a really good romance. It is a really good romance, but I don't know. It doesn't like
Yeah.
I didn't need it as a 39-year-old adult. Like it didn't. He's right in the sense that maybe I'm not the person who this movie speaks to, but I didn't need this movie, and my kids
They thought it was
enjoyed
fine.
it, but
Yeah.
they will never ever ask me to watch it again. Never one time will this movie ever come up again, which is fine. But like I said, it was fine. Like I don't have anything negative to say about it. It was the voice acting was pretty good. The world
They're
building
like,
was
Dad,
great.
put Showgirls on again.
But I mean, I've watched, but like like I had more fun at Super Mario Brothers, even though it was a worse movie because it was more fun for me and my kids.
So I saw a few movies this week. I saw a movie that Brad has talked about on the podcast before called The Blackening, and it is this kind of would you call it a horror comedy?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and
Bailey and I
so
watched it last night.
did you watch it?
Yep.
I love this
It's
film.
great.
It is one of probably my favorite films this year that I've seen. That
To remind everybody, the premise is basically
And Nate,
No,
Nate
go
just
ahead.
watched it. He was in it.
Brad's actually better at summarizing films from me because I'm like, there was something that happened in
someone found a hat and
Nate,
were people
in
that
every
were black.
movie,
Yeah.
well, there was something that happened, and like, there's
I
a
don't know. I
guy
saw
that,
it like 4 days ago. How do I?
and one guy was like, but the other person was like, yeah.
and then there was a guy. The guy did the thing.
Anyway, I'm Nate Laux.
So it's a slasher. There's this group of friends who are gathering to celebrate Juneteenth in this cabin in the middle of nowhere. And when they get there, they're forced to play this game that forces they're all black and tells them they have to choose who among them
I just got that.
is the most black, or else he's going to kill all of them. And so there's a lot of racial satire and commentary,
cultural commentary
and
that-
fun stuff that happens. So it's kind of like Scream, but with like a racial satirical edge to it.
But that's. I mean, I don't know about you guys. You guys just watched it.
Well, we
the
know
first,
about Ben.
The first 10 minutes, though. The first 10 minutes, it was a little slow for me. Like I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? Where are we going? It just felt kind of like a slow lead up to maybe a horror kind of cabin in the woods type of film. But then it just speeds up and it's just it accelerates. It's so much fun.
There is that Scream vibe to it.
Yep.
I won't. No spoilers because it just came out, but there is definitely a whodunit element a bit to it, and Diedrich Bader is in this film.
Yeah.
and he's a really,
Diedrich Bader is white, for those of you that
yeah,
don't
sorry.
know.
He played Jed Clampett, and he also played.
That's his famous role.
Honestly, a lot of our
Third Rock
listeners
on the
will
Sun.
know him.
No,
from
but
that.
he plays the construction worker friend in the Office Space.
Yeah. Hey man,
Yeah.
Anne's on that chick looks like Anne's on Channel 9.
And Rex Kwon Do in Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, kind of a character actor, a comedian. His interaction with the rest of the cast being black, that's some of the best pull for racial humor that there is in the movie. It's very, very good. It's so well done, and it's just
It was well
and a lot of
acted,
fun.
like,
the acting was great.
Especially for actors I hadn't really known about.
Yeah.
They're not like. There's no major actor in here. There's a lot of up and coming kind of actors, but there's no major actors.
They were all. When an ensemble cast really works,
Yep.
That's when the movie takes off, and this cast really worked well together.
So yeah, if you get a chance to see it, I am, as listeners know, I'm not a huge horror fan. I love this film.
Yeah, because it is more comedy than horror.
It
I
is.
think. There's definitely some,
and the horror is more suspense than
It
it
is
anything.
but
else.
also they're not. I don't know. Even when they're doing that though, it still doesn't feel
It's
like
a little
really,
slasher, right?
really.
It's a slasher movie.
But it doesn't really feel dreadful. Like, oh, I really wonder what's going to happen. It's more like it does feel a little bit more lighthearted as far as
Yeah,
It's definitely more comedic.
there's.
I don't know if I'd say lighthearted.
I
but
watched it with my kids, and my daughter's like, it's
4
kind of
and 7.
no, my daughter, 15. She's like, this is kind of more of a mystery movie as
Yeah,
well because
yeah.
you're trying to figure out. It's a whodunit a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
But-
Sorry, not lighthearted, but more like there's more soft edges when it comes to the jump scares and things like that. It's not brutal or
so the
crazy.
Blackening, see it.
Yeah.
well worth it.
Yeah, I don't think it's in theaters anymore, but it's now available on
Yeah,
VOD.
you can
so,
do it on VOD.
yeah.
Yep. It'll probably be on one of the services soon. One of the HBO Max or something,
Mm-hmm.
or Max. All right, the other one I saw, I saw a couple, but The Outlaws on Netflix. It stars Pierce Brosnan, Adam Devine,
Oh, wow, you
Nina
watched that.
Dobrev, and Ellen Barkin.
Did you say Adam Devine?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
from Workaholics.
yeah.
yeah. And it's a Happy Madison production film. And
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
yeah, it is.
I don't need to say anymore.
Next.
Did you see it, Alex?
I saw the trailer twice.
Yeah. Okay,
Decent,
yeah.
decent.
Wait, twice?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the Netflix, they play sometimes when you leave
that's
it
what
on.
it was.
Hey, you know what? You can turn that feature off.
Well,
You know what? And there are some comedies where I only have to kind of like it to be like, okay, it was I'm flipping.
Did you
through
watch the whole
Netflix.
thing?
Oh, I did. Richard Kind is in it, and he's the best part of it.
yeah, I
Richard Kind. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, that might be
it's-
enough to just
Yeah.
suffer through it.
It is.
Does he interact
He
with
is
Pierce
almost
Brosnan?
enough. What's that?
Does he interact with Pierce Brosnan?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But
I'll-
it's
I'll
more
like
he
that.
interacts with his son is played by Adam Devine. He's got some really great roles in there. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was fine. It was like a Happy Madison production film.
Where is this on Netflix?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I don't think I've even seen the trailer for this.
It's
boy.
it's basically like Adam Devine finds out that his
Yeah, Pierce
his,
Brosnan,
in-laws.
his in-laws are criminals.
criminals.
played by
They're
Pierce
outlaws.
Brosnan. and Ellen
Outlaws.
They're
Barkin.
outlaws.
Yeah.
Is that Patricia Clarkson? Is that the who's the mom? Who's the
Ellen
out mom?
Barkin.
Ellen Barkin.
Have you seen Vacation Friends?
Is that with John Cena?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I really like that.
I like that one. That one's a better film.
Because like that feels like this kind of like
That's a better film. Vacation
like
Friends.
it's just a made for Hulu whatever.
but
comedy,
I think
but
Lil
that's
Rel is
better.
in that one.
Yeah, yeah.
He
yeah,
is.
and he's in this one.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
Is it
All
part of
right.
a shared multiverse?
The third film I saw a lot, was The Machine by Bert Kreischer's stand-up comedy bit turned into a film. Mark Hamill is
he did the
Bert-
trailer on this podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, debuted on this podcast.
it has
Exclusively.
Been, it has been a
probably why
long
no one saw it.
time since I've turned a film off, and I turned it off.
Wow.
You didn't even finish it?
Whoa. How many
Whoa.
minutes in? How many minutes
Damn.
in?
About-
Or what percentage?
I was probably about
Halfway through?
40% in.
Really?
See, when you're that far in, I don't shut it off.
Oh no, I kept on debating though. Probably 20% in, I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it. And in my head, I kept on saying, I'm not gonna bend this. I'm not gonna bend this.
You're not going to turn it off and like go watch it
you
later.
gotta
yeah,
go back to
like
the machine.
go back to
Yeah,
it, or
no,
I'm
no,
like, I'm
no.
gonna do it.
I'm sorry, guys. You definitely could go back to the machine. That's the one movie you could go back
Well,
to.
especially
Wow,
'cause
the narrative has stopped for me. I don't know how I'm going to get back into this character.
We all have integrity.
No, it's about respecting yourself
Oh
and
my
your time.
God.
You either watch it right now or you're done. You don't go back.
Bert Kreischer's
You know
not
what? We
great.
watched-
Mark Hamill's not great. None of it's good.
We started the
It's
Blackening.
not like you no laughs or anything.
I was not laughing. Maybe I needed to be in a better mood to watch it. I don't know. It just
Wow,
was not
interesting.
funny to
we,
me.
Okay.
we
It
started
was
the Blackening
like
2 nights ago. And we finished it
Stale
last
Russian
night, so.
humor, like because again, the Russians are a big
Clouds.
part of it. But it just wasn't good. It just wasn't genuinely good.
Famously, stand-up bits become fantastic movies.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're not
that is a
surprised.
trope.
Yeah,
right?
We
you know?
all remember Robin Williams' golf movie.
The Legend of Beggar Vance.
So those are the films I've seen.
to Stroke.
I think The Machine is only like a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. I would love to hear
27.
if you watched that and you liked it. Let us know in the comments because maybe I'm missing something.
If you liked it, why?
I will see it at some point because I think
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
would
get
love to
sent to
see
me,
what you
so-
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard anybody that
Liking it.
Yeah, that I would like say, oh, maybe I should see it because usually I hear somebody when they say it, it's like, oh, that sounds like I need to.
I
go
was
out and see
hopeful
it.
about it because it looked like it was going to be silly enough that I was going to like it. That
Yeah.
it would be, just funny enough, and it was not.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yep.
It's a real bummer. Ben, what's the last movie you saw? You big hunk of meat.
Yeah, so we watched The Blackening last night. We just talked about it, loved it. I watched Liar Liar.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that
It's
in
a
a
new
long
one.
time.
When was the last time you saw it?
Deep cut.
Probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It just reminds
Did it make
you
you miss Jim Carrey at all?
It reminds you how talented that man is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is every bit as wonderful as I remembered him to be back in the day, but I've got a certain appreciation for him now looking back at that going like it takes a lot to make that performance happen. You put anybody else kind of in that role without kind of the bombastic rubber face that he can do, and it doesn't work as well. That movie only works because it's Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
He has that rare ability to carry a film just
by himself. And I didn't appreciate that when it first came out. I didn't appreciate that about a lot of his films, and now I'm remembering that while watching it again. Go, oh, he was a generational talent in that way. So yeah, it was actually really fun to watch.
I can't even tell you how many times I've seen Liar Liar. I
it-
used to watch it on just repeat all the time as a kid. I still know things by memory from that
Yeah,
movie.
I know. You've told me a lot of times how your parents abandoned you at home. I get it.
No, trust me, they were there, and they just forced
They
me to
just
watch
made
it.
you watch it over
Yeah,
and over.
Like, hey, you go over
watch
there.
Liar Liar, learn the lesson. I know. You're like, I ate the cookie and told you I didn't.
Here it
You
goes.
watch Liar Liar
I
again.
sped. I followed too closely. I filled the little crosswalk. I changed lanes at the intersection. I changed lanes without signaling while running a red light and speeding.
Anything else?
Yeah. I have unpaid parking tickets.
That was Ben and Brad do Liar Liar. Anyway, what else did I watch? I watched Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Oh boy.
Oh, were you whelmed?
I was actually. I
Yeah.
was just whelmed.
Yep.
It's on par-ish with Bumblebee, maybe a little not as good.
No, Bumblebee is way better, I think.
I mean, it's pretty. I had some fun. Honestly, I really liked Pete Davidson.
Oh, I did too. I think he's great.
And so that was enough of it. A lot of it because he was in it a lot, and there was a lot of comedy that really resonated with me. So I was enjoying myself the whole time, and that's why I think that I liked it a lot more than I could have. Still a lot of just weird Transformers stuff that doesn't whatever, but that part was really great, and it's in the upper echelon of Transformer movies because there have been so many now.
I think it's in the middle for me.
Really?
Yeah, because I think the first one's the best one. I think Bumblebee is a good return to form, gets back down to basics. Dark of the Moon, as far as the big sequels go, is the one that's the most entertaining, even though it's far too complicated for its own good.
I don't even like that movie.
It's way too complicated, but there's some cool stuff in it.
Sure,
but
it's not enough to
this one I
salvage it
feel
to be a
like
good movie, though.
this one I feel like is a little bit better than Dark of the Moon, but it's not quite as good as Bumblebee or the original Transformers.
I just think that it's almost on par with Bumblebee. Not as good as the first one. Nope. The first one is the best one, and then all the other ones are dog shit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Bailey, what else did we watch? Do you remember anything? I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, so everything.
You guys didn't watch any Sign movies?
Yeah. Wait, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking assholes.
I'm sorry. Forgot about it. I totally forgot about it.
Oh,
I watched
sorry.
it. I watched it the day you had assigned it to me.
Of course you did.
I really did.
Okay.
I was like, I will forget if I don't do
Well,
it.
what did you watch?
Josie and the Pussycats.
It's about time.
It's so fucking weird.
But it's so good,
It's
isn't it?
good.
Yeah.
It's
Isn't it way
surprisingly
better than you
good.
thought it was
Oh,
going to be?
Of course.
Yeah.
That movie has no right to be as good as it is.
Right?
It is a commercial the whole way through, and but I say that, and it's they're still like they're talking shit about. It's so meta.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we're brainwashing the youth into buying shit, but here's McDonald's on everything.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's a really good satire.
It really is. And my God, the Du Jour is the band that they first start
Yeah.
with. So the premise is Josie and the Pussycats are quote unquote discovered by an evil corporation mega contract record producer that wants to enslave kids into buying things by putting subliminal messages in their music. They had started off with like a boy band called Du Jour, starring Donald Faison, Seth Green.
Yep.
I always forget his name.
Breckenmeyer.
Breckenmeyer, thank you, and some other guy that I don't know. And I don't know.
I forget who it is,
he's
yeah.
tall, shaggy from Scooby Doo looking guy, but not Matthew Lillard. Anyway, they kill them off immediately. Oh, spoiler alert! They kill them off when they start questioning. And they find Josie and the Pussycats and use their music to start infiltrating the households and making subliminal messages. But there's so much meta commentary going on here about consumerism is terrible, but yet they're holding Starbucks coffee and real Starbucks,
Yeah.
not like fake stuff. Everything is a brand, but honestly, the movie is really, really a great satire.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's very funny, and it's just they just did a surprisingly good job with it.
It's probably got 53% on Rotten Tomatoes because like nobody understood it at the time.
Yeah, and it's kind of had a bit of a resurgence as like a cult favorite. Like in recent years, they celebrated an anniversary recently. I think it was the 15th, 20th, something like that.
I must have been the 20th because it was
Yeah.
2003.
It was 20th,
Yeah,
2001. Yep.
2001.
Yeah, because they like re-released the soundtrack on vinyl and
Alan Cumming?
Yeah,
He's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
yeah. If you
I had a big crush on Rachel Lee Cook at the time.
Oh, how could
who
you
didn't?
not?
Yeah, I mean
wow.
she's just adorable. Yeah. But yeah,
And this is right before Nicole Richie went off the deep end. Mm-hmm. Right?
I
Did
guess
she go
so.
off the deep end? I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
they
like-
all eventually went off the deep end.
I think she's been married for like
No,
20
sorry, not Nicole Richie. Tara Reid. I'm an
Tara
idiot.
Reid.
They're the same
Oh,
person. They're the same
I just
person.
went along with that. I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, she probably went off
this
the-
is
that
this
sounds
is
about
right
right,
before
2001.
This is legitimately right before Tara Reid went off the deep end.
Yeah, the American Pie films had come out.
Yeah,
and
she was peaking here, and then she went, whoa.
I don't know. She did Sharknado though.
But then Rosario Dawson, this is my girlfriend's comment, not mine. Wow, she's got some big boobs. Like Bailey said that they were everywhere.
She's not wrong.
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry.
My comment was she has great boobs.
Oh, yes.
sorry.
And they're huge.
Both
So sorry.
accurate
Yeah,
statements.
I want to make sure that I was not the one that said that. I agreed, but I didn't say it first.
Yeah.
No, they're of course they're all very very attractive women, and that's of course part of the movie. But my goodness, it was a fun satire.
Yeah. There you
Brad-
go. If you have not seen Josie and the Pussycats,
It's actually worth your time.
you really should watch
Seriously.
it. Ben was
100%.
so mad when you
Oh,
gave
I
it
was
to
like,
him.
why? Come on, you're supposed to assign me movies you like.
There you go.
We loved this movie in high school. Do you remember loving this movie?
No, I didn't see it in high school. I
Oh.
didn't see it until a few years ago.
Okay, well then all the rest of your friends and me loved it in high school.
And talked about you behind your belly. Can you believe Brad hasn't seen Josie and the
surprised.
Pussycats?
Fucking idiot.
Yeah,
Fuck that
just
guy.
surprised that you weren't.
I think
involved in
that
that
it came out in 2001, so I don't think
Yeah.
I was part of your group.
that
yet.
would have made sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I wasn't rolling with the
I'm a little bit
homies
older.
yet.
So yeah, but yeah,
So.
we loved this movie in high school for that exact same reason because it was just. I mean, it was a spot on great satire, and at the same time, like you said, they're drinking Pepsi the whole
Honestly,
time.
a lot of what makes this movie good is exactly what makes that first Scooby Doo movie pretty good, actually, too. Because if you haven't seen that first live action Scooby Doo movie in a while, it's actually pretty good.
The young actresses with large breasts, Brad?
What?
Is that what makes it good?
No.
No, the
Yeah.
satire, the
Oh,
writing.
No, I thought that
The
you
acting.
were talking about the boobs again.
You
Matthew
just have
Lillard.
boobs on the brain.
Kind of.
Ugh. Jeez. Yuck.
Brad, what did we assign you?
Well, you didn't assign me anything.
what did we assign
You would never assign me this movie because you don't
What?
appreciate fine art.
Wow.
But Nate,
You talking about the guy who just brought up boobs?
Nate took the time to give me something to really sink my teeth into, and he really knows how to give somebody like a cinematic classic to just absorb.
Hey, what's your favorite classic movie memory? That's what this feels right now. Just get to the point.
Nate gave me The Sound of Music. Yes, the classic film,
Which I
starring-
couldn't believe you have not seen.
So, admittedly, I've never seen it in its entirety. I had seen several of like clips of the famous moments. Of course, I've seen
Obviously.
Julie Andrews singing on the hills. I've seen certain parts. I knew almost all of the songs because how could you not? You know, they've permeated pop culture
But
in a
from
way.
start to finish, there is a good film in there.
Exactly,
too.
and I had never seen it, especially because I didn't know that it was 3 fucking hours long. But it's honestly, for a movie that is 3 hours long, it does not feel very long. It does go by fairly quickly. In a weird way, the ending feels both like a sudden twist turn, like, wait, what? There's another half-hour movie here, and it's about Nazis, but also is
Spoiler alert.
it's the exact thing that makes it, very refreshing because we're exactly where it should end at this happily ever after where they get married and they start this new family. It's like, hold on a minute. You got to run from Nazis.
I understand. And funnily enough, in this movie, Russian clouds.
Yeah, there you go.
but
yeah,
they were the good guys.
no, I easily see, why this is a beloved classic movie. It's one of those great musicals. It's
And Christopher Plummer is such a good leading man, isn't he? Like,
really
he's
is.
just so like.
and I love that even though they make him out to be this like hard ass stern dad, there's still an immediate charm about him. You can tell that there is, actually like a nice man lingering under there who has been hardened by a life in the
A
military
war.
and what, yeah. And so like I like that they didn't make him like so, stern and like overbearing that like you didn't, like him. They actually showed that there were these redeeming qualities pretty quickly, and of course, you just can't go wrong with Julie Andrews. She's just a delight. She's so charming, and all the kids were great in this movie too. They're just really adorable, and the songs are lovely. This took me down a rabbit hole though because I found myself wondering when "Favorite Things" became a Christmas song.
Yeah, I still don't understand that. Why is that?
So what happened was so the song existed obviously in the stage production before. This is a Rodgers and Hammerstein musical. And it was in the stage production before, but then before Sound of Music ever came out, Julie Andrews actually performed it at a Christmas concert, and that's what made it a Christmas song. And this was 4 or 5 years before Sound of Music even hit theaters.
So it was a Christmas song even back then.
Yeah, it became a Christmas song in the '60s after it was during in this TV Christmas special that Julie Andrews sang it in.
I was actually thinking about this the other day because I was thinking there was a question I think I saw on Reddit, like, who would you say is one of the classiest people like alive? And for me, the answer is always Julie Andrews. She just always comes across to me as classy.
Yeah.
like that is somebody that just exudes class, even from a young age, like she did. So
Yeah.
Julie Andrews, Ian McKellen, Larry the Cable Guy, I think.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that would be add one more there, and you could do a Mount Rushmore class.
You just got it
Yeah.
slated up top.
If you take Larry the Cable Guy to a tea party, he knows where all the spoons
He
go
does.
and
I mean, it's a
how you
persona that he
hold.
puts on.
Yeah,
you know?
But Dan White is very elegant.
Probably James Woods would be the fourth one on there.
It's another good choice.
Also, who's Dan White?
It's Larry the Cable Guy.
I'm
Oh,
excited.
is that his real name?
Yeah, you didn't
Yeah.
know that?
I knew his first name was Dan. I just didn't know it was White.
Yeah.
I'm excited for
Of course
Jim
it's white.
Caviezel.
Why was Dan Redneck taken? Sorry, that was rude.
To who?
Larry?
Larry.
Dan? I don't know what his name is. Nate, what's the last movie you saw?
No,
buddy?
Nate.
No,
Nate,
wait,
what's the movie you were assigned?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So,
God, what?
what would you say
Oh, my God.
if someone recommended to you a film that critics said is a tone-deaf scattershot and dispiritedly cheesy affair with more groans and laughs, and a leaden, taste-deprived attempt at a comedy, and a desert of comedy with only infrequent humor?
I would say what asshole read a thesaurus and is trying to prove himself as a movie critic.
Exactly. Like,
No. Those are
pretentious-
4 reviews that
Yeah.
I put into one.
Exactly.
Oh, well, there's so you just AI'd a review of Dirty Work?
No. I've got
4
the quotes.
pretentious assholes came through and were like, man, bitch, I don't know, thing with comedy. Brr.
I was assigned. Well, I happen to agree with him. I was assigned a film that was released June 12th, 1998, called Dirty Work, by some.
You take yourself too seriously, Nate.
No.
This is a fun movie.
I love Norm Macdonald, and we've.
No,
got
you
a-
don't. If you like-
listen.
no, if you like
let
Norm
me
Macdonald, you'd
talk.
love this
It's my
fucking
turn.
movie.
It's my. Let the adults talk.
I don't know. I don't hear any adults talking. I just hear one grumpy asshole.
Okay, listen. We've got a SNL podcast called The 10 to 1, and we've talked, all of us, how much we love Norm Macdonald. I do love Norm Macdonald on SNL. Don't love him as an actor. He's a terrible actor.
He's not a good actor.
He's a terrible
That's the
actor.
point.
No, I do prefer films with actors like that can act.
But that's kind of the point of this film is like,
Nope.
Yeah, he's
Nope,
a,
even in comedies.
he's a
and
guy
even-
who doesn't take life seriously, and like he's
That's fine.
He's basically
no,
playing himself.
No, then play that. Don't play the role
he does
where you're.
though.
No.
He's basically playing himself. This
Artie Lang was actually way better than Norm Macdonald was in this film. So this film is based on a Roald Dahl. Why can't I say?
Raul Julia.
No, is it Roald?
Roald Dahl. What the
Roald
fuck is he
Dahl.
doing?
Or is it Roald Dahl?
America's favorite
What's
anti-Semite,
going on?
Roald Dahl.
Okay, all right. Short story.
He's having a stroke.
And so
I love how Alex said that not into the
Slightly,
mic.
yes, slightly.
He's like
But
looking at me
there's
like,
nothing else
"Hey,
going on."
He's having a stroke.
called Vengeance is Mine. It's about 2 idiots that can't get employed because they're idiots that end up doing vengeance work for hire to save Artie Lang's dad, who also happens to be Norm Macdonald's dad that he doesn't know. It's dumb humor. It's like, hey, that dog is gay. Look, it's a gay dog.
There's never a line like that in this
at-
movie.
At the beginning of the film, they talk about gay dogs.
I'm sure they do. I'm not going to do
What are you
that.
talking about?
Sounds
gay
pretty on
dog.
brand.
But
Yeah,
I
when Norm Macdonald is talking about his childhood, they talk about there was a gay dog.
Oh, he says, "Hey, look at that! Yeah, it's hilarious."
I will say I love the scene where David Koechner is playing the guy that's trying to sell the cars, and he's live, and he gets a bunch of dead hookers to be in the. Oh my God! There's another dead hooker, and his delivery is perfect for that because it's so.
Oh my God! All these cars full of dead hookers.
It's so funny. How do you not think that that's funny?
No, but because it's not that funny. But no. Here's the thing, Ben.
You're broken,
no,
man.
wait,
That's
wait, wait.
hilarious.
Here's the thing: is I think I do have the privilege of seeing good comedies
Oh my God!
and seeing like what it means when it gets it right.
You know what hurts the most is the lack of respect.
Yeah,
that's what hurts the
what it
most.
is. Wait, is it?
Except for that other thing.
You know, the rape.
No, he doesn't ever say it.
Oh,
but
sorry.
the lack of respect hurts second most. Ridiculous.
This film is Bob Saget.
Bob
directed.
Saget. And so you're pissing on 2 dead man's graves.
Also, you
And
can't tell
I
me
will
that,
say
no,
Artie
3
Lang-
because Don Rickles.
Don Rickles.
has
Oh
an
yeah,
amazing-
exactly. And it might as well be
Rickles-
4 because Artie Lang's
Artie
probably on
Lang's
his way out.
God damn it! You beat me to it, you son of a bitch.
So actually, Chris Farley is also dead.
Oh, see, there we go.
This was his last
Just
film.
keeps getting
This
worse.
was his last film, and you could tell he's rough in this film.
Listen,
he is the best thing in this film.
He is
Chris
very
Farley
funny in this
is
movie.
the best thing.
Yeah,
in this
it's
film.
a Saigon. whore
Time
that
to
bit
pay
off
the
my nose.
fiddler whore.
Yeah, the
But,
Saigon whore that bit off my nose.
So I didn't love this film, and I do like '90s comedies. Maybe if I would, did you see this when it came out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. If I would have probably saw it then,
If you would have saw
I-
it then, or if you would have seen it with friends.
Yep.
It's one of those.
I could
I'll
see
give you that.
I could see myself liking this when I didn't have.
Do you think
a
your
good,
expectations were too high? Like because you're like, oh, this is Norm Macdonald. This is going to be great.
All right, I'm going to do a little quiz here for you three.
Here we
okay?
go.
And Alex, I need your input in here.
Okay.
I did a little research on the old Wikipedia, and I looked at films also made in 1998. And what I want you to do is I've picked out a couple, 6 comedies made in 1998, and I want you to rank where you think Dirty Work is in this. Okay. Almost Heroes,
Almost Heroes is worse than Dirty Work.
Yep.
Basketball,
Basketball is better.
Basketball's better.
Half Baked,
Half
Better.
baked is
Half
better.
Baked is worst.
Wait, you think Half Baked's worse?
I don't
think
like
Half
Half Baked.
Baked is
I
worse?
don't like Half Baked.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, Half Baked sucks.
It's not tremendous by any stretch, but it's better than. And Bob Saget's in that as well.
Bob Saget, I think, directed it actually.
No, he didn't.
Didn't he?
No,
No,
he
who did?
didn't.
No, he directed Dirty Work. He was busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, because Steven Spielberg didn't put out Jurassic Park and Schindler's List in the same fucking year.
But you know what I
Yeah,
do
but
say? I say it all the time.
easy.
I know. I say it all the time. Bob Saget is
sorry.
exactly as good as Steven Spielberg. Brad Oman. That's his quote.
Tamara Davis directed.
There it is.
Tamara Davis. All right. Wait. I've got more.
I think Half Baked is better than.
I do too.
It's wrong.
What about, would you put Dirty Work versus A Night at the Roxbury?
I think
I
Night at
would
the
watch
Roxbury
Dirty
is
Work
better.
before Night at Roxbury.
Now that's
See,
wrong.
I personally,
You love A Night at the
I
Roxbury.
you
love
love
Night
it.
at the
I
Roxbury.
think
Yeah,
that
you
Dirty
like
Work
that
is
movie a
funnier
lot.
than A Night at the Roxbury, but I will give credit. We've talked about this on the podcast.
I think there are harder laughs to be found in Dirty
I'm
Work,
with
but
you.
I
Or
think
no.
A Night at the Roxbury is a better movie.
I think Night at the Roxbury is better.
I say that I don't know that they're both good movies at all, but they're very similar. I laugh out loud and then bad movie. Laugh out loud, bad movie.
Yeah. There's something about Mary,
That's the number one.
Yeah,
movie.
that's the best one.
Yeah, that's far better than.
The Wedding Singer.
That's the best one.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that came out in 1998.
I didn't know there was more.
So those are the comedies that came out. And so I think, Alex, I think you would almost put Dirty Work at the bottom of that list other than, what, Almost Heroes?
It's in the middle.
Yeah, but then that's actually kind of a tough choice because those are different moods.
Those are also that's a lot of survivorship bias because those are 6 great comedies, maybe that or comedies that came out. That can't be all the
Well,
comedies that came out.
at least
No, they're not
four
all
great
of the
comedies.
They're not all of them, but those are like.
it's,
I mean, we could
it's
put The
not a
Big
fair
Lebowski
argument.
came out that year, and it's a comedy, but it's not the same. I didn't feel like that was the same
Yeah,
vibe
it's not. Yeah, it's not.
of a comedy. That,
Dirty Work: The Truth About Cats and Dogs.
Though, I will say,
Dirty Work, deep impact.
I was reading about Dirty Work.
Dirty Work, Bubble Boy.
Oh,
Was that
wow.
98?
I think so.
Ooh.
I don't think it was.
Maybe 99.
Is that Jake Gyllenhaal?
It is
It
Jake
is.
Gyllenhaal.
Freaking Gyllenhaal.
Forgot about that.
Bubble Boy.
Bubble Boy.
2001.
2001.
So
a space
close.
House, a space House is he? 2001.
I will say this too, though. When I was researching this, Dirty Work was supposed to be an R-rated film, and they actually made an R-rated film, and the studio cut it down to PG-13. And
Probably heard it.
Bob Saget said if they got to release the rated R film, it would have been a much better film. And before Bob Saget died, he was trying to locate all of the extra film to do a cut of this film
That would've
that
been
was
awesome.
the original.
Well, now
one.
someone needs to pick up that torch.
Well,
And I guess maybe it's me.
honestly, I think they said they had a hard time finding the actual
Yeah.
extra
Yeah,
film.
because nobody really held on to the outtakes from Dirty Work.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a box office hit.
But I can see actually where I think some of the jokes needed to push harder.
Of course.
And it would have been a better film.
yeah.
I agree.
So that's what I watch.
All right, we did it.
Chevy Chase is in Dirty Work,
Yeah, I don't love Chasey Chase.
but he's funny in this movie.
Yeah, he is.
What's he do again?
He's a doctor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Everybody's funny in the movie. I mean,
Yeah.
it's,
That's true.
Nate is wrong,
Norm
but
Macdonald's
then
not
he's
that
also
funny.
right. He's got both sides here.
Well,
All right, well, thanks for listening.
That was great.
Hey.
I'm still kind of getting over this. I don't.
it's just
I gave you that movie because I like that movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine, and I understand why.
But
you
he
would like
and he
that
came
film.
out. He came out like he lit boxing gloves on
Yeah.
fire and
And
just
he's like,
started
"This
fucking
is-
rapid
not
fire.
true.
Just
Hey,
like
hey,
yeah.
guys, Ben Conner took a shit in my eyes.
Yeah.
You know what? Whoa.
Have
Is
you
that
ever
true?
eaten trash? That's
I just-
just like Dirty
No.
Work, the film.
But I try not to give you films that are like at 17% on Rotten Tomatoes.
See, this is
See,
the
you're all held up
All
on
I'm
Rotten
saying is
Tomatoes.
I have standards that I try to uphold. If like a bunch of critics have said this is the worst comedy that's ever been made, I would be like, no, I don't think I want my friend Ben to watch this. I wouldn't do that to you.
By the way, he's totally fingering that dog.
See, that's a
And
good-
see, he's
that's a good
laughing.
line.
Yeah, fuck you, Nate. You have laughed at all of the lines we've repeated because it's a funny movie.
Pretty bad movie. That scene was pretty
No, you know what,
good.
though? You deliver them better than Norm Macdonald.
my God.
R.I.P. King.
Jeez, yeah. Norm Macdonald made a good movie with Bob Saget. I'm sorry that Nate doesn't appreciate you. All right. Well, I think it's time we talked about some trailers, right?
Let's talk about trailers.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of movie trailer magic. You will see there
Timothy
are trailers.
Chalamet is very tragic.
There we got him. If you want to view movie trailers, put some words into the YouTube. Anything you want to watch, just type in the words. Just don't type crotch. It's trailer time, and we're going to talk about the trailer for Wonka because it is on the tip of everybody's tongue.
Oh, man.
Just like a delicious chocolate churro Kit Kat.
Ugh.
So there's a new Wonka movie coming out. It's directed by Paul King, who directed Paddington and Paddington 2.
Two movies I love.
Very
Love.
beloved
Like,
family
genuinely
movies.
love.
Never
They are
seen them.
they are charming.
I'm saying they're good films regardless of family.
They are.
films.
They
They're
are
just
charming.
good.
They're wonderful.
I've never seen them.
They're
You're going to
watch
sign
them.
one.
Yeah, you
Someone should
definitely.
assign them
Yeah,
to
we
you.
definitely have to do that. But anyway, so Paul King is doing this Wonka movie. He's actually doing it instead of doing Paddington 3. Somebody else is doing Paddington 3.
Oh, that makes me mad.
Fuck him.
See, and
Yeah.
that's all the more, all the more reason.
No, seriously,
Wow.
right? Because
Fuck him.
Wow.
Timothy Chalamet is playing a younger version of Willy Wonka. This takes place before the Wonka that you would know as Gene Wilder in the
it
original
is a
movie.
prequel.
Yeah, and they did say that Paul King in an interview recently did say that they did kind of construct it to be a predecessor to that version of Willy Wonka, which upsets me even more.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So this guys, what do you think of this trailer? Because
right, so-
out of the gate, I'm not happy about
So,
this.
so real. I know you guys have opinions. So just real quick. I don't have as hot of takes. So I'm going to let you guys go. But I was of a certain opinion because I didn't know the fact that Brad just said, and I thought to myself, if it's just a different take on the character, then
No.
Timothy Chalamet.
I don't necessarily think that they're pushing it as like this is an absolute prequel, but they did take
No,
inspiration.
this is based on a
from-
different Charlie and Charlie Factory
Yeah.
book. This
And-
is a different book.
Yeah, but they did take inspiration from that movie to like inform
Yep.
this version.
Create the world a
Yeah.
little bit.
Roald Dahl's most anti-Semitic book, which really does say something about the works he's produced.
I just feel like if you're gonna use the line, right, the actual line, strike that, reverse it. It's like Norm Macdonald delivering it.
It
Strike
was so
that,
bad.
reverse it.
It was so
It
bad.
was just a terrible.
He just doesn't bring any like flavor or
Charisma.
anything
No,
to
he-
it.
he-
Yeah,
it's
no
a-
charisma.
even the way he
it's
says
a line read.
the way he says lines later too, he's saying them in like a way that's like very like mildly goofy. Like he's saying them a little bit faster. Like, oh, this is how I talk, like this, and I say
But
lines
not
in
in
a way that doesn't really have much personality, but maybe how tricky and I think it does.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
dated
in
a girl like that.
a way that actually makes sense, though, right?
Yeah.
Gene Wilder was when he played it, right? He was so defining in that role, but he was a little bit odd, but also bold.
Yeah, there was a
Gene Wilder was a
genuine
little bit terrifying.
exactly.
a genuine eccentricity
Yep.
to him,
And
and this
you-
just feels like
Johnny
Timothy
Depp
Chalamet
went-
trying.
Johnny
to do
Depp
that.
went full weird, right?
Yeah.
And that's fine, but he went full weird.
Gene-
I don't know what Timothy Chalamet is
Gene
trying
Wilder, there was a genius behind it, and
Yeah.
you could see the wheels turning. He was putting on this thing where he was, the pressure's tremendous in its building, and he knows what. He's always knowledgeable. He
Yep.
knew what was going to happen the whole time, and he's acting like he doesn't.
He was
That
the
brilliance.
conductor behind the act,
That
right?
He
played that role.
knew everything that was going to happen, and he did it, and he played the role. In not Gene Wilder, but Willy Wonka
Yeah.
played the role to these kids and these families. Nothing about this Timothy Chalamet character is doing anything other than reading words off a page. It's just terrible.
I think, Brad, you're going to disagree with me, but I didn't dislike the vibe of the film itself. Timothy Chalamet, who I genuinely don't dislike as an actor, is the thing for me that makes me not want to see this, and that's hard because, like I said, I don't dislike him as an actor. I've got nothing against him. The feel of the film, because I am such a big Paul King fan for what he's done, through Paddington. I thought he's kind of whimsical. He's a little magical, but also grounded, which I really like. He's not, he doesn't go full Tim Burton or anything.
This
but
just feels too fantastical for Willy Wonka because Willy Wonka, the original, and some of it is because of the product of when it was made in the 1970s. You can only do so much to make a movie so fantastical. this just feels like it's on another plane. That like this, it feels like it's venturing too far into the realm of legitimate fantasy, whereas Willy Wonka had an idea of whimsy and magic on a grounded level.
Do you know why I like the original Willy Wonka a lot? Is it felt, I know it was set in like England somewhere, but it felt like, we're in the Rust Belt. It felt like a Rust Belt city, and there was a piece of magic, a place of magic somewhere in that Rust Belt area. And it made it believable for me, right? That there's a factory somewhere that is magic. But the whole world didn't seem magic, right? It was just that
and
thing.
so much of this world just feels artificial. Even the places that look like they're supposed to be, run down areas of London and
So
stuff.
the full on choreography of everything and just it's all
It's
production.
obviously a big musical, even more than the original.
No,
one
and
was.
they're redoing some. I think the song from.
So let's get to the man of the hour here, Alex. You had some very hard opinions that we made you hold on to. So please, the floor is yours. Take the Wonkavator to the top level and let's hear.
In the first time of my entire life of being a fan of movies, I had a visceral reaction of hatred to a movie trailer. Like, we were halfway through this movie trailer, and I was literally like you watching The Office, like just sitting there like, please, God, make
Somebody
this
kill me.
end before anything worse happens. And then it just kept getting worse. I like Dune a lot, so I'm very excited about Timothée Chalamet as Paul Atreides.
So it's not that you don't like Timothée Chalamet.
It's not. I found him to be the best part of the French Dispatch, so I do really like Timothée Chalamet, but I have no idea why this is happening.
He's making choices in this, and I don't understand your choices.
None of this should be happening. It shouldn't.
None of this should be happening.
The only way that I could have been more upset is if, like, at the end, Johnny Depp and a Peter Cushing style Gene Wilder hologram showed up, and they were like, "You've got to join us in the Wonkaverse," and like jump into the Wonka. That was the only way.
Actually, I'm in for that movie.
Let me pull a Brad here. Actually, I'm in for that movie.
Yep. Here we go.
Like it's the colors.
Wonkaverse.
The colors are drab and dour.
I
and
don't
he
mind
doesn't
the drab and dour colors,
But
though.
he doesn't even bring any color. The few
Yeah, that's
candies,
the thing,
few
is-
candies you see him make, they look like Harry Potter props. That he's like.
That's true.
The whole thing looks like the backstage of Harry Potter that they had left over.
They did
Like,
play that
no,
up from the producers of Harry Potter.
David
He's not
Heyman
a
is
wizard.
producing
He's
it,
a
yeah.
chocolate maker, so he can do magic, but maybe not. And then his choices as an actor, I like all of it was just. I didn't even realize how much I liked Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory until
I'm
this
with you.
trailer came
Gene
out.
Wilder kind of had a little bit of scare
Yeah, he was
factor for
scary.
me.
That was the thing.
Yeah, like.
And so then finding out that they want this to kind of fit in that, like, okay, well, is he gonna go mad at the end of this movie so you can see like how he becomes the owner of this mad place?
So let me ask you this: when you found out, or did you guys know that Timothée Chalamet was cast as Wonka before the trailer came out, or no?
It's kind of my job.
I know you did, but that's why I was looking at these two.
No, I thought it was the lead actor from The Bear.
Oh, really?
No, but it would make more sense. I would.
I mean, it could have been.
Honestly,
I'd rather
I could have
see
been.
that.
I would
I
have loved it because I think that he has some Gene Wilder qualities. About
Absolutely.
him.
He does definitely,
Especially those piercing
So
blue eyes.
the-
The hair. I mean, it's,
Oh, yeah.
he
The
looks
top
like him.
two,
He's
right?
fucking ripped.
What's his
too.
name?
Jeremy Allen White.
He's awesome.
Yeah. So the top two then are that were in the final for this was Tom Holland and Timothée Chalamet. Do you think Tom Holland would have done any better?
Maybe, but I feel like they were both going for, like they're both trying to get the same thing out of these actors, and I'm not sure that Tom Holland would have given us anything.
I would have
much
preferred
better.
them to do, like you said, what's his name again? It's three names.
Jeremy Allen White.
Somebody like that is a proven good actor that maybe not the whole world knows yet,
Yeah.
and make choices with that actor to do that role as well. I think that would have been a better.
Who was Quicksilver?
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I think that I could have watched that.
He's in.
Could have been interesting.
What's the new?
I think he's a good actor. Is what I'm saying. Like he could have
He's a
made
good
a
actor.
choice.
I don't.
Craven the Hunter.
Yeah, Craven the
Yeah.
Hunter.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think they could have picked anyone because I don't think they could have convinced me this movie had to be made
That's
ever.
Yeah,
that's my
that's a good
biggest
point.
thing. Is
That's a good point,
I
Alex.
don't even know why they're trying to make new Wonka movies. Like it's I just don't think you can really do it very well anymore.
Or make like a Charlie movie. Like make a movie about like this
He takes over
normal
the factory,
dude having to
and then
take
what the
over
hell
a
happens?
factory
Like that's a story.
and like has to come up with whimsy.
There is Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. There's a
Yes.
sequel that Roald Dahl did.
well,
so.
there you
His
go.
least anti-Semitic way.
No, that's what this is based off of.
it's a prequel.
I know, but they tell the story of how Wonka met.
Oh, in
the
that book?
Oompa Loompas in that book.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. I will say the Oompa Loompa part is the one thing that I did enjoy.
Yeah,
Of course, obviously.
I,
Grant
yeah.
as
Hugh
a
Grant
Oompa
being
Loompa.
funny
Yep,
is
I'm
yeah,
in.
I do enjoy Hugh Grant, and I think it's
Make
fun
that
role.
movie.
Also,
Another one.
hold on real quick. Also, the way that they chose to do that, right? It's meta. Well, no, I've started singing the song and dancing. I can't stop. Like,
Yeah.
There's a callback pretty much to the
So
original there.
the
I
other
like that.
the other actors on the short list, and this was back in 2018 when they were starting to kind of put this film
Amber
together.
Heard.
No,
Oh,
Donald Glover,
Ezra
Ryan,
Miller.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, for sure. He looks
No,
like
I'm
Wonka.
No,
not
Ezra
kidding.
Miller was
Yeah.
on it.
Donald Glover and Ryan Gosling.
Jonathan Majors.
Now Ryan Gosling, that would have been perfect, especially having seen a little more footage from Barbie recently, and having recently rewatched The Nice Guys. Ryan Gosling
he's
is
a
probably one of the
legitimately great actor, right?
Unfortunately, they needed to go. He's not young enough. He's in his 40s.
Who gives a
No, but
shit? I don't
Gene
even
Wilder,
care. Do you know
this
how
is a prequel.
You know
I
how,
did the math. He was 37 when they made Gene
Exactly.
Wilder was 37.
Yeah, so,
You know how-
so
how
if you're,
old-
if you're remaking Wonka again, do it.
but
if you
Ryan
do a
Gosling
prequel-
at 41 looks younger than Gene Wilder did at 37.
Oh, sure.
though.
Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka, I thought he was mid 50s. Like you just
Gene
assume
Wilder
it,
is
right?
25 in Willy Wonka
No,
and the
he's
Chocolate
37.
Factory.
He's 37.
But
which
no,
still makes me feel fucking terrible for how
I
look.
would have almost even been okay with a Donald Glover trying to do something there.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, Black Wonka just to like piss people off.
Well, I
at
just
least
feel like
would have been
he's
there
got
for that.
enough. He's got enough in him to do something that I would think would be creative enough to bring Wonka to life.
I
Yeah.
saw a thing, and I don't know if it's true or not, and I'm going to look at Brad because you're in the industry. Maybe you know for sure. I saw a thing that said that Timothy Chalamet didn't need to introduce to this part because the director saw Timothy Chalamet's rap videos from when he was in high school.
I think that I don't think that that's. I don't know if that's how he got introduced to him, but I know that was. I think that was something that helped convince him that he would be good for the role.
Now, the same thing with Donald Glover, like the Childish Gambinos did. If you were to bring me like cool, and God, I'm so white, cool urban hip hop Willy Wonka, maybe that's enough of a like. Okay, like I might like
With
that's not
soundtrack
a
by
variation,
Lin-Manuel
like,
Miranda.
Like Will I Am Wonka.
Yeah, Will I Am Wonka. I would watch that movie for sure.
My God.
Let's get some chocolate.
You've got to
in
try
here.
my black eyed
Let's-
peas.
Oh God, no! We are all way too white for this. I will give you the pun credit here, but we're gonna stop right now.
My humps.
No,
my humps,
no.
My lovely chocolate humps.
Well, that's
Yeah,
Fergie.
it-
She's from like Ohio.
so
My
this
milkshake
film
brings all
does
the
come
boys
out
to the
though.
yard.
That's a Kellis song.
But
This film comes out in December 15th.
It's going to take a lot to convince me to.
It's gotta
We'll
be
see it.
Amazing.
I will, of course, I'll see it because I'm just stupid fucking job of mine. But yeah, I'm not excited about.
and this is not
release.
hyperbole. Brad said he would quit his job instead of watching this movie.
No, that's true. If they force me to watch this movie, I will quit my job.
He's taking a 6-week IT tech course on
What?
programming.
What?
A 6-week ITT tech course on programming.
There we go.
There we go.
Second time's
The
better.
second time was good.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of actors making choices, Napoleon.
Yeah.
Yes, Napoleon. Napoleon.
This was a
Ridley
roller
Scott.
coaster of trailers that you guys sent me on this fucking week.
This is a new movie from Ridley Scott, the director of Blade Runner and Gladiator and Alien.
I saw the trailer.
and The
Calm down.
Counselor and A Good Year.
Yeah, they didn't put those in the
Yeah,
trailer, by the way.
They were very selective.
Yeah. But no, this of course is about Napoleon.
Tony Scott's brother.
Napoleon Bonaparte, the famous conqueror from history.
What?
Yeah, the big French commander, as they called him.
That's what
No,
his
they-
famous
None of
nickname, Big French Commander.
If he was a WWE wrestler, yes. In this
The
one,
French
the big
commander.
French Napoleon. Bonaparte.
Joaquin Phoenix is playing Napoleon, and looks to be doing a pretty good job. A lot of scowling.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
He's too tall.
How would you know?
Napoleon was very, very short.
He actually wasn't. He
5'8",
was average
right?
size for the
I'm
time.
just joking. I know.
Yeah, and I bet you Joaquin Phoenix is just that tall.
I bet you he is.
He
too.
was. Yeah, Napoleon was average size for his
It was
time.
the
I
hair
get
lip
it.
that really
It's
threw
fine.
me off.
Oof. Sorry, Joaquin. But anyway, what do you guys think about this?
I actually, on paper, was like, and then I saw the trailer and I want to watch it. It really does.
It looks great.
no, it
Yeah,
does. It does look really good.
I have. It's probably never come up on the podcast, but I really enjoy Enlightenment era history in the first place.
You're
And,
right.
like,
That's never
That's
come up on
never
this
come up.
podcast.
And
Actually,
Napoleon-
and you know what? It shouldn't.
Napoleon is such a cool historical figure. I have constantly wondered why there aren't more Napoleon movies, and like this isn't a thing that we mine all the time because there's so many different directions. You guys right now could go to Barnes and Noble and buy a book filled with his love letters to Josephine,
Now, Ben, you'll probably
And
want to
you could-
download it.
and you could take them
I'll
home
listen to those love
Yeah.
letters.
and read like 250 pages of love letters
How
that
many
he wrote
hours
his
is that?
wife.
About 7
more,
hours?
but they had they had more time back then for
That's
reading.
fair.
So Napoleon is so interesting and so cool. It is such a cool thing. What you asked during the trailer,
So there's a part of the trailer where the enemies are standing in the snow, and then the enemies realize that they are standing on ice.
Yep.
And at that moment, Napoleon fires a bunch of cannons and drowns them all.
Yes.
And I after the trailer ends, and I looked at Nate for some reason. I think you're the historian.
Is
here.
that real?
I go, did that really happen? Was that one of the things that he did? And oh yeah. A lot of these battles in this trailer. were
That's
happening.
the Battle of Austerlitz.
Holy shit. And so that made me want to watch it even more, knowing that really happened.
Yeah.
And he, of course, even a dumbass like me understands that Napoleon, was this incredible commander of
Big
of
French
troops.
commander.
the big French commander.
And an incredible tactician and a very, very good general.
Often wore a hat.
Sometimes he always wears
So
a
there
hat.
was a little bit of like pushback because it's like, well, why doesn't Joaquin Phoenix? Why does he sound British and not French?
Because who cares?
Because Joaquin Phoenix is choosing to be British.
Well,
in this.
ironically,
like he's not a British guy, so he's choosing a
Yeah.
British accent. Why isn't he choosing a French accent?
Why didn't everybody in Gladiator, not sound British?
I would 100% bet just based on Joaquin Phoenix's like decisions that he's made in previous movies. So Napoleon's from Corsica. They famously have what we would consider to be redneck French accents there. So like how we here in the North have a very distinguished drawl for the South. The French accents also have those things. Corsica famously has these low rent accents. And Napoleon throughout his life was mocked essentially for being, commoner king, right? The emperor who conquered everything, but he was just some random, dude before that. So I kind of wonder if maybe Joaquin Phoenix has made a choice to do
also,
this.
These movies, when Natalie Portman played Jackie O, right? She was lambasted by the general public for her accent.
Yeah.
But
that was very
But
accurate.
it was perfect.
Yeah.
And so I wonder again, to your
That's what I'm
credit here, that's probably historically what he sounded like.
Even if it's not, though, like this isn't the first time there have been historical dramas where they don't use the native accent of where.
Yeah.
Because
No,
then
I
you're like,
think it's-
why isn't the movie in French?
No,
Right,
but
you know,
I think
like
he's. Why didn't he just use an American accent, right? No, he chose to use
because that would be weird.
but he's choosing a British accent. I guess because it's a British film, maybe.
Yeah.
Is he choosing?
When did you start working for the French government, Nate?
Is it a British accent, or is it like Alex was talking about? Is it just a low rent French accent?
I don't
that
know
sounds
because I
British?
haven't heard enough of
It was
it.
difficult. In
I
the
gotta
trailer
say, we
for
picked
me
the
to-
best episode to bring Alex back for.
Yeah, guys, I know.
Seriously,
I
he knows
know
all
a lot
about
about Napoleon. I'm surprised.
No, that is an interesting theory, though. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I could totally see him like making that choice.
And I
as
do
an
feel
actor.
like they're going to play up some of his weaknesses. And from what I understand, he did have because he came from kind of nothing, right?
Yeah, yes.
And so he had a little bit of that kind of in him the rest of
It's
his
called
life.
the Napoleon complex for a reason. Yeah.
And so, short
yes.
man.
But not because he was short, because he was poor.
At the start, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for his whole life.
Corsica.
Yeah, but then he became big French commander.
Yeah,
So.
and they had like battles Corsica.
Plus
through
those
his
hats.
veins.
I mean, just the idea that people were walking around in those hats all
Yeah.
the time.
I'm gonna
like,
start. I'm bringing that back.
It's a
Like,
workout every day.
I love human society back when your importance was decided by a hat. You got your
A hat-
popes,
a hat or
you
a
got your
wig.
bishops, yeah, or your wig,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
We're gonna hat.
Have you guys seen those like memes about like people are like getting into politics a little bit, but they're like, I just can't believe that men want to wear dresses and stuff, and then they show all the stuff from like the
Right.
Enlightenment period where like,
Everybody's
men are wearing these
with,
like
with blush
exactly.
and rouge on
Yeah.
their cheeks.
their outfits are just they're ridiculous. So
But I'm 100% going to see Napoleon, probably twice.
the founding fathers.
it looks
were
like a
too-
great film to
too
see in the
woke
theater.
for me, Nate.
Plus, Ridley Scott has proven he's pretty
Yeah,
good with
no,
historical
he's good.
epics. I mean,
yeah, no.
obviously
year
Russell
one.
Crowe didn't choose to use a Roman accent when he played
Well,
Maximus
Gladiator.
Decimus Meridius.
based on every time Russell Crowe has used an accent,
It's probably a good choice.
Actually, if you've heard recently, he's been doing some pretty good accents.
Yeah,
What?
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
It was good. Pope's Exorcist. He did a great
I
Italian
didn't see
accent.
the. Was that
Oh,
any good?
is that
Pope's
any good?
Exorcist? Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but I just based on what I saw in the trailer,
okay.
he put on a good
How do you
Italian
know?
accent.
How do you know?
Because there's footage they put in the trailer.
He looked well fed. That usually means he's
He
gonna be
actually
fine.
he has been thick Russell Crowe lately, and I'm here for it. He also has a pretty thick accent in Craven the Hunter too. So he's
Russian, right?
he's in that fun.
He plays
accent
a cloud?
phase.
I'm gonna keep making this joke. I'm going to this well over and over
I
again.
know our listeners are loving it.
All I know is the
You know what, Nate? Fuck you. All right.
the returns just keep getting better.
Definitely not diminishing. These clouds aren't going away.
What time are we at, Nate?
We're an hour and 15 already.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Well, that's it for this episode, guys.
Alex brought he brought a game though.
Well,
it's okay. It's enough time.
No, we can play a game. We can play a game.
We don't have to play the whole game. If you guys just want to do some trivia real quick.
All right, yeah.
With
they're
my-
Yeah,
right.
we can do
my
a
written
couple
game.
of trivia.
Do a
What's
couple.
what's your game?
So my game is called This Is Not a TV, a Trivia Game.
All right, well, that's all the time we have.
As you guys, I'm sure, are aware, TV and movies, they're kind of symbiotic. You get some might say you get some of the best movies from TV.
Yeah, no, like in chapters, kind of.
I love Star Trek. You love Mission Impossible.
Yeah, but I don't like the Mission Impossible TV show.
Right, but without those TV shows, you wouldn't have these movies. Is kind of my
I
point.
don't know if that's true.
So what I have done,
100%. Oh my god.
what I have done is I have taken the release dates of TV shows and the release dates of their movie counterparts.
Oh, okay.
And then I've taken top billing for the TV show, and then with the movie as well. You guys will get a chance to guess what the movie is.
Oh.
We'll do a quick practice here,
Okay,
real
yeah.
quick. So the TV show initially debuted on September 17th, 1966. The movie was released on May 22nd, 1996.
Brad,
Go ahead.
Mission Impossible.
That would be correct. But just for the sake of
Well, you just-
this,
okay.
we would
1
keep
point for
going.
Brad.
We would keep going. I would name off the TV actors first because I think they'll be harder.
Okay.
So we would say Barbara Baines, Peter Lupus, and then finally
And that
Peter
wouldn't
Graves.
help me at all. anyway,
Exactly.
but yeah.
And then we'd go Emmanuel Bayart, Ving Rhames, and Tom Cruise.
Gotcha.
Got it.
So here we go. So the TV show debuted on September 24th, 1968. The movie debuted on March 26th, 1999.
Brad,
Go ahead.
The Avengers.
That is incorrect.
Ben.
Shit.
Go ahead.
Lost in Space.
That is also incorrect.
Nate,
Go ahead.
get shorty.
That's also incorrect.
Good shorty.
So the TV show starred Peggy Lipton, Clarence Williams, and Michael Cole.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, Brad,
Go ahead.
The Mod Squad.
Good work. Yes, Brad with the Mod
Whoa.
Squad. Movie released in 1999 starred Claire Danes, Omar Epps, and Giovanni Ribisi.
Wasn't gonna get that either.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I would have got the actors there. I would have got
right. So here we go. Second one. The television show debuted on October 11th, 1962.
Okay, yeah.
And the movie was released on April 18th, 1992. Television show starred Tim Conway, Joe Flynn, and Ernest Borgnine.
Ben,
Go ahead.
The Odd Couple.
No.
What?
Idiot. Go on.
It's like Harold Klugman and somebody else. All right. And the movie starred Deborah Messing, Tim Curry, and Tom Arnold.
They made a stupid TV show.
Deborah Messing, Tim Curry. Tim Curry famously plays a Russian villain in this film. I don't know about famously.
Nothing about
But-
this film seems familiar to me.
1992.
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
No, that
No.
came out later.
And that was Jason Alexander.
Listen,
Yeah.
I know that there was a Jason Alexander version of it. I thought maybe there was
Sure.
also.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
If you were a bigger Rocky and Bullwinkle fan, you'd know that's not the
Yeah,
case.
good. I'm not.
Why don't you pull a middle finger out of your hat?
I don't even know what that means.
It's Rocky and Bullwinkle reference.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
No
it's
guesses?
good if you were a big Rocky and
all
Bullwinkle.
right, what is it, Alex?
McHale's Navy.
Ah,
McHale's Navy starring Tom Arnold.
I forgot.
Oh.
I get that
Deborah
one.
Messing was even in.
No,
Yeah.
and I get that one confused with the Kelsey Grammer one.
Down
Down
Periscope.
Down with Periscope.
Which is
I-
the better movie.
I tried hard.
The best one
to
of them all is Sergeant Bilko.
Yes,
I don't
it
even
is.
see Bilko's in a different class for me.
Right.
Like that's way better than Down
is.
Periscope.
I tried very hard to include the female lead. Obviously, until Lucille Ball invented lady cameras, you couldn't capture women on television all the time. So some of these don't have any women leads. Of
course,
because
why
they were
would they?
made between 1960. Filming women got they got ideas. Men didn't like that, I guess. So in that vein, here we go.
With those caveats
There
put down.
were women in this show.
But they were almost always in trouble. So the television the television show debuted in on October 15th, 1959. The movie came out on June 3rd, 1987.
So 1987.
1987.
87
Mm-hmm.
from 59. Yeah, no.
The television show starred Bruce Gordon, Nicholas Georgiade,
Okay.
and Robert Stack.
Bob Stack
Yep.
from
Unsolved
Unsolved
Mysteries.
Mysteries.
Yeah, and he is the
It's in basketball.
no, he's the uncle of somebody. I can't
Anyway.
remember. Somebody.
The movie starred Patricia Clarkson, Andy Garcia, and Kevin Costner.
In 1992?
1987.
1977?
Kevin Costner, Patricia Clarkson, and Andy Garcia.
No Way Out?
No, I'll give you one final character actor in this film, Sean Connery.
Sean Connery and Kevin Costner.
Yeah, Brad.
Brad.
Or
Yeah,
No,
go ahead.
wait.
No, go ahead and guess, Brad. You are so clever. You've got it. That's what I thought.
no.
TV show debuted in 1959.
I was gonna say Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
That is
but
incorrect.
Yeah.
The correct answer is The Untouchables.
Ah, shit.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
idiot.
Wow!
Wow.
You know,
Yeah,
I think
Elliot
I'm
Ness.
definitely not thinking TV show.
Robert
this
Stack.
time, like
Robert Stack, famously Elliot Ness.
Fucking yeah, spaced on that one. Nice job.
You want to do one
idiot.
more?
Yeah.
we'll do one more.
One
yeah.
more.
One more.
All right.
Fuck it, let's do them all.
Well, I guess there is only two more. So, so the television show debuted on September 18th, 1965. The movie came out on June 20th, 2008. Television show starred Barbara Felton, Edward Platt, and Don Adams.
No.
The movie starred Anne Hathaway, Alan Arkin, and Steve Carell.
Brad,
Go ahead.
get smart.
That is correct.
Oh, nice.
Missed it by that much.
Yeah, that's fun.
And then
Was
the
that
la-
any good?
It's okay.
I think the movie's.
I think the movie's kind of fun.
decent.
The movie's
It's fun.
okay.
It's fun.
Movie's
And then
it's
finally,
not, it's not actively bad. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's got to be better than Dirty Work.
it's not.
and then the last one I have, this one is a little bit in reverse. So the television show debuted on September 21st, 2016.
Oh.
The movie came out March 6th, 1987.
Oh.
See, here's the one that did a TV show later.
2016 was the TV show.
Uh-huh.
what
And I'm going to
is
go
it?
through the names.
I know this.
I'm going to go through the names a little slowly because once I get to the names, it's going to be very obvious.
You're doing the movie first.
I'm going to do the television show first.
Oh, okay.
The television show, this character in the television show would plays by Keisha Sharp,
It's not Twin Peaks, right?
and it is not.
Okay.
In the movie, the 1987 movie, the same character was played by Darlene Love.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
Famous.
Darlene Love and Keisha Sharp. The same thing here in the television show. This character was played by Damon Wayans.
Ben.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon.
Yes.
There you go.
Jesus,
Good
takes
Lord.
long enough.
Yeah. Yep.
My brother worked on that show in Hollywood. That's how I knew it.
Yep. So that's not. It's not a TV trivia game.
Hey, I like that.
So
Thanks for
so
doing
yeah,
that,
so
buddy.
you
That
know,
was a good game, buddy.
That was
You're
good.
harsh
Way
on
to
TV,
go.
but all your favorite movies came from it.
Thanks, buddy.
He does.
So.
He does like movies,
I do love the movies. Some call them cinema.
and he does enjoy TV as well.
Guys, we did it. Go Flix Yourself, Nate Laux, Brad Roman, Alex Pappas, friend of the pod. Thanks
Sure,
for being here,
Kit
buddy.
Kat.
Thanks for having me.
Find us online, goflixyourselfpod.com.
Leave us a voicemail. 'cause Those are fun.
Voicemails are fun. Do your best Ben song impression. That would be hilarious again. Jude, you're still my favorite. Find Follow us on all the socials, all the stuff. We love you. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Nah, cheating, eh?